Hey folks, welcome back to another video. Today we are looking at question 645, set mismatch. Even though this is an easy question, the trick for this problem is not just being able to solve it, but being able to solve it in linear time and without using any additional space. So let's jump right into the solution. The way we'll be approaching this problem is we'll be iterating through all of the elements in the array, and anytime we come across an element, we'll use that element as an index, go to that particular index, and if we haven't seen it before, we'll just convert it to negative. But if we have seen it before, the number would be negative, thereby you would initialize that to be the duplicate, and that's how you solve the duplicate part of the problem. And being able to get like the missing number is that you would, after this for loop is done, you would go through the array again and look for which element is actually positive, and whenever that particular element is positive, you know that we haven't seen that number that number in the array itself, so you just increment it by 1 since we're starting with 1 and not 0, and then that would be the missing number. So that's the solution. Let's write it down. So let's say you want to initialize two integers, a and b, and in the end you would just want to return an array with these numbers, a and b, and a would store the duplicate and b would store the missing number. Right, so for all of the numbers in the array nums, you will check if nums of math.absolute, we will see in a second as to why we use that, -1. Since we are starting with 1 and not 0, that's the reason why you need a -1 here. If it is less than 0, you know that this is the duplicate, so you would just initialize the duplicate as math.absolute of I, else you would convert this number to a negative number just by multiplying this by -1. So what exactly are we doing here, right? So since if all of the numbers, all of the indices that we haven't seen yet, we're converting that to -1. So every time we're checking for a new number, you're checking, hey, has the index been looked at already? If it hasn't been looked at, hey, we know that we just have to convert it to negative. But if it is negative, that means we have seen that before. Thereby, you'll just initialize the duplicate, like reassign the duplicate value as the current element that you're looking at, because we know that there is a duplicate for it. So that is how you find the duplicate. So let's figure out how to do the missing number. So let's just iterate through the loop. Nums.length, increment I, and then you would say, hey, if nums of I, if it is greater than 0, which means we haven't seen this previously, you would just reassign the value of b to be I plus 1. And the reason why we're doing this is because, as I said before, we're starting all of the elements from 1, and the indices start with 0, and then you need to add 1 to make up for the difference. So that's the reason why b would be equal to I plus 1. Perfect. So that's the solution to get the missing number and the duplicate number. So let's quickly compile this and see if it's okay. Right. All right. So for the first test case is okay. Let's quickly do that with everything else. Perfect. So everything else is okay as well. Awesome. So if you have any problems with the solution, please let me know in the comments below, and please don't forget to subscribe. I would really appreciate that. And if there are any other questions on LeetCode that you want me to solve, also let me know in the comments below. I'd be more than happy to solve them for you. All right, see you all in the next video. Peace.